DMARC is not just a single type of record. It is a comprehensive set of email authentication mechanism aimed at preventing email spoofing. Complicated like a name. Let me explain you. If you set your DMARC record incorrectly, your mails may end up in a junk folder, rejected, or quarantined. Attempting to bypass DMARC record verdict is like an open invitation for hackers, which is why it's crucial to properly plan, implement DMARC for your organization. In this video, we will go over how to read and implement DMARC for your organization. DMARC, domain-based message authentication, reporting and conformance. Wow, halfway through. Second half, we just need to know what is a DMARC, how it works, and how we can set up and how we can create a DMARC record. For that, I will show you one beautiful tool. From that, you can create your DMARC record for your domain, create a policy, and just publish in your domain. But that tool I will show you at the end of the video. Just you can watch my video till the end. As I explained already, DMARC is an email authentication protocol, and it is mainly used to detect and prevent email spoofing. DMARC records specify which authentication mechanism must pass for the message to be considered legitimate. If you are sending a message, then your message must pass SPF or the DKIM. One of the record SPF or DKIM must pass to email deliver in the inbox, or based on the policy, it will go for reject, quarantine, or it will land in spam, right? If the message is not legitimate, the email server can take appropriate action, such as make it as a spam or rejected. DMARC provides a way for domain owners to protect their domain from unauthorized use and help email receivers to make an informed decision about the message they receive. Okay, let me explain what it is. Basically, if I send you some email, then I will publish my DMARC record in my DNS, and its DMARC record basically tells the receiver exchange server if my email does not authenticated with the SPF or the DKIM value, one of them, if it is not passed, then put my email in the junk folder or reject or make it a quarantine, right? This is the whole purpose of the DMARC. DMARC basically tells the policy. We can set up the policy how email are going to treat by recipient organization, and this is the whole purpose. So you need to create a DMARC record in such a way that your emails should go in the inbox and no one unauthorized person should not spoof your domain or user. How DMARC works. First, we publish the DMARC record in our DNS provider, and then when we send the email to the recipient, and the recipient exchange server check for the record, DMARC record in our domain DNS provider, and then they fetch the record and it sees that okay, what is the rule we have set up for the DMARC for the SPF and the DKIM value. If one of the pass, then email will deliver in their inbox. And there are two major aspects of DMARC. Is basically one is identifier alignment, and the second is reporting. Alignment is basically eliminate the discrepancy between the envelope from and header from address in the SPF, and also eliminates the discrepancy between D is equal to value and the header from address in the DKIM. So I will show you. It's very complicated. Let me show you. So this email came from the dailyupside.com. okay, and if you see the SPF pass, then the DKIM pass and DMARC also pass, right? And the action is none. There is a two type of alignment. One is the strict and one is the relaxed. So how it's going to be detected whether it is pass or not. okay, in this first field, mail from domain is mail.example.com and header from domain is example.com. If this both matches, then it's is equal to pass, SPF pass, and this is for the relaxed alignment. And if you have example.mail.com and a header from address, if it is in the header from domain is mentioned example.com, then it is failed. Because why? Because the domain name example.mail.com and this is example.com, so this is a clearly a different domain. That's the reason it's failed. But in the first case, mail.example.com and example.com is is a subdomain of example.com, so that's the reason it's pass. And this is a relaxed alignment in the SPF, and I'll show you now the strict SPF alignment. What is the difference? Now you can see the mail.example.com and the mail.example.com is pass. Both domain names are identical. Now second, where it's failed, that's mail.example.com and the example.com is failed. Why? Because subdomains are not going to match, because this should be the identical exact name, and then it's only it is going to pass if you set policy as a strict mode, right? Now I'll show you the DKIM alignment. Basically, DKIM alignment is the domain value in the D is equal to field in the DKIM signature. I'll quickly show you the DKIM signature here. The DKIM signature is this, and also the DKIM signature is this, right? They have two DKIM signature. So D value, this D is equal to the value is this domain. This value has to match with the header from address, header dot from address, that is this. If these two are matching, then it means DKIM identifier alignment. As I explained about both SPF and DKIM have a identifier alignment in this case. Now let's examine the SPF DKIM authentication result. Now I'll show you the authentication result, how you can check. Now the C headers value authentication result, and this is applicable for all emails. Okay, if you go to the any emails property, you can retrieve the header value, all the properties from the header, and just copy into the MX toolbox, and there is a header analyzer. Put that and you will get this result. Such a way you will see. Okay, this is the way you will see. So authentication result, see the SPF pass, sender is this, and then the header D value is this, and the DMARC is pass, but action is none. So this is the past SPF DKIM and the DMARC. So this mail will go to the inbox of the recipient. The highlighted part shows that email has passed both DKIM and SPF authentication. Therefore the emails of the DMARC is aligned, which is confirmed. Now you see on the screen I'm using the website DMARC.com. I'll put the link in the video description. You can check this to create a DMARC record or DMARC policy. Now when you see the policy, there is three options you get: none, quarantine, and reject. What action you want to take if the DMARC, like if SPF and DKIM failed, right? So first, so I highly recommend when you are doing this first time, go for the none, see the how emails are flowing, if there is any bounce back, and if recipient server is not accepting your email, then yeah, how this is happening, and you set a none first, and then eventually go further with the quarantine and reject. Right now I'm just going with the none option. Aggregate and forensic email, as I already said, that there is a two factors for the DMARC, is one is the reporting and one is alignment. So this is the second part. The aggregate email is basically it's a report, aggregate report. You will get how many emails got failed with the SPF, DKIM, DMARC, right? This kind of a report you will get. And the forensic email is basically it generates the email. It is generated by the email service provider almost immediately after the email message failed. And the forensic report contains the message header field, including source IP, authentication result, to and form address, everything in the email body. So you can do your own research why that message got failed and all that stuff. And then the I'll put the one my ID. I'll just put the one mole@gmail.com, both forensic and email here, but you can change this. It's not compulsory you need to put your or other third-party service, or if you are availing this, if you are using third-party service, then yeah, you should redirect this message or this report to the that third-party service. But if your organization is doing this or checking this thing, what is happening exactly, then you can type your email ID, for example easysecurity.com. I'm just making up this, and I'll just put this to agree, and I'll just copy this and paste here, and I'll just put the mailbox forensic. So see, this way you can create a two shared mailbox and get this email on those mailbox and just see what is happening exactly. This mailbox should be exist in your organization, otherwise there is no point putting such a email ID. Then subdomain policy, if you are using any subdomain, then also you can create a policy for the subdomain. If you're not using, then just set to none. SPF, a strict SPF alignment, yes, I want to do this, yes, and no. See, one of the checkbox you need to check. So I'll go with the strict SPF alignment. If the SPF is not matching properly, then my emails will go to the quarantine. It will not take action because I've set the policy is to none right now, and the forensic options that how you want to report, like I'll just go with the first option, and just to generate the DMARC record, and you can see clearly it's created a V is equal to DMARC record, P is the policy is equal to none, RU is equal to, basically this is the option aggregate and the forensic. This one is the forensic and the aggregate report you will get. SP is the policy should be applied to the email from the subdomain of this domain that failed the DMARC check. So that is then ASF. ASF is the specifies the alignment mode for the SPF, and can be either relaxed or the strict. So right now I have set as a strict. If you see here, the strict yes is equal to yes, and FO is a forensic option, aligned value is 0, is generated report if the both DKIM and the SPF failed. So this is the record that I have created, and I can just directly copy this and go to my DNS provider. Now I'm in my DNS record, manage DNS portal. Now I'll add my SPF DMARC record basically in my DNS. So I need to create the TXT record. I'll go here, add value here, that is SPF01, and the underscore DMARC is my host name is this is the format, okay, and our one save, and my DMARC value is there. Now I have this in place. Now my DMARC is set up correctly. From this page we will see if the DMARC record is created properly and it's published or not properly. I'll type the domain easyfirstsecurity.com, check, and there you go. It's showing my DMARC record properly. So in here you'll see all the information about the syntax, and you can, yeah, this is a small demo about the DMARC. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.